Good morning, folks. This is Rushraj Patel, your host again. And today we have someone really special. He is my one of my really good friend, Abdul. Hey, Abdul.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing good today.
So
I hope you're
today,
doing well, Ruchiraj.
yeah, I'm doing good, good. So today we are going to take a look at the topic of serial killers, why people, feel affection towards them. Because you might have you seen those movies where, psychopaths, they make someone fall in love?
I have.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's one of the disgusting genre I've seen. Because, basically psychopaths, they, the another word for psychopath, they tend to hide their emotions a lot. I would say a hypocrite would be a right word for them.
Yeah. So those, Stockholm syndrome, it's a word for those, people who fall in love for, their kidnappers. Stockholm, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely
So
correct.
yeah, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. We're going to discuss something because I think, this topic is a bit interesting. So, I want to start off by asking you, why do you think, some people are, drawn towards feel affection to killers like, Joe Goldberg or Jeffrey Dahmer?
Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but girls tend to like uh, guys who are confident, have a sense of mystery to them, and are dominant. And these traits, the serial killers or psychopaths you call it, they fake it. They are not like that in person, but they fake it, and they act so good that women are confused between reality and what they are faking it.
If
So, mhm.
if you ask me, that sounds like, someone who would be narcissistic because when, you look at someone narcissistic, you are interested by them, right?
Narcissism is a different thing. Narcissism means being self-obsessed with oneself. Narcissism is they basically don't regard the other person as a person if they see you as a being lower than them. You get me?
Yeah, but Jeffrey Dahmer, he was charming. He made a lot of people attracted and came to his apartment, in a way of narcissistic behavior.
It could be. I don't know if you know the term love bombing.
Yeah, yeah, I have heard that. Yeah.
Let me explain it to the viewers. Love bombing is basically when a partner overwhelms you with affection and attention to create dependency. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what these psychopaths do.
if you ask me, in today's social media, a lot of these serial killers, they are glamorized. When you look at, Dexter Morgan, he's a really popular, guy from a show, Dexter,
Mhm.
and they fantasize things about him, love bombing and these sort of stuff on social media. How do you feel about that?
Well, it may be that it's just my hypothesis, but it may be because women are not finding guys in their environment attractive, so that's why they are, you know,
They're
you
going
know what
for
I'm saying.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
fictional characters
Mm-hmm.
and killers, to be honest.
And to be honest, it's not their fault. I don't know if you know this or not, but there are books that glorify this kind of things.
Yeah. But how do
And
you feel about, these things glorified and in comparison to when you look at real cases like, Ted Bundy, that, killer? So how do you feel about that? That are they good representation in today's media?
obviously, it's not a good representation. I would like such media to be banned because teenagers especially they are very easy to be influenced by what they are consuming, what media they are consuming. So if they consume dark romance, dark fantasy romance as teenagers, they will grow up to have that kind of mentality. So it's best to stop such things from spreading to general population. I mean, if people like such things, it may be more, you can create such content, like you can write such books, but they should only be available to adults or those who have, matured like 25, 18 to 30, 18 plus, basically.
Yeah, but when you look at it, a lot of people fall in love with, these killers, but when you look at these media, you would obviously think, hey, I'm not that stupid that, I would fall in love with a serial killer. But do you think, you have any tips that, you would actually sense when you're falling in love with a killer, hey, this might not be right?
I haven't seen such live example, but I don't think it's love per se. I mean, it's attractive. I mean, they're attracted, not love. They
I-
just feel that they are charming. That's it.
If you ask me, if this thing happened with me in real life, I would, first of all, my mind would go, hey, if this thing, seems too good to be true, it might not be. That's the first thing that I would say people with common sense might think.
Mm-hmm. So
But
like, mm-hmm.
but when you look at, these documentaries about, the Zodiac killer, Ted Bundy, and everyone, a lot of these people who they kill, they seem like a normal person, like you and me.
You're talking about the serial killer, they look like normal person.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but that's what I said at the beginning of the podcast, right? You can't differentiate between a hypocrite and a psychopath. They're two sides of the same coin. They will hide their feelings. They will manipulate you to get closer to their goal. So yes,
But there are, in some cases where, you are able to sense these things that, that does seem too good to be true, to be honest. In the case of, have you seen the show You with the,
mm-hmm.
it's a really good show on Netflix. And I would say in that show, a lot of characters, they are able to sense that, something's wrong with this guy and they are able to figure out that he's the killer. And I think this seems a bit realistic and shines the light on a couple of things.
Yeah, could be, but a woman can ignore such red flags, because if a woman have some kind of traumatic experience in the past, and when a guy shows up, they started love bombing them, showing them real affection, showing them attention, showering with attention, and you see, they tend to ignore such red flags because such.
I mean, it does
Yeah.
depend on, the viewer, to be honest. Now, I
Uh-huh.
want you guys as viewers to, talk about in the comments if you would, fall for a psychopath or not. But for today, I think this would be it. It was nice having you, Abdul, on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
we'll see you guys next one with a new guest and a new topic. Till then, have a great day.